So I'm going to try to see if I can do this with a stitch with me where you can see what I'm doing plus see me. Hopefully they should be decent quality video, but so I believe the baker's wife is my closest mirror to be finished, and it's kind of interesting if you would see my tablet right now, because I am recording me that you see on my tablet and then using my camera, my phone camera, to record this part, the stitching part. So hopefully, let me see if I can drop this. Some. I gotta move this for a second to see. It's a little too low. Make it back up. All right. It's just gonna have to be. You're just gonna have to see me at an odd angle. Period. But so yes, I am working on Baker's Wife here, and I mean, I guess I gotta look up a lot to see the pattern. So I guess it'll somewhat look like I'm looking at you, but I'm not really looking at you, but kinda. Today I'm going to Grandma Joanne's house, and I'm going to be working on, it's raining out today, so I can't really get to the things outside, but we haven't started spring cleaning our house yet, and it's already May. So I think what I'm going to do is get her entire upstairs spring cleaned, which isn't much. It's the bathroom and the hallway, and then her spare room and her bedroom. So there's not a whole lot there. She's very neat and clean. I'm pretty much just wiping down all the walls and taking the curtains down, and well, I guess I'm doing the ceiling too. But I don't think I need the microphone on this one, because this phone's really close to my head. But I'm cleaning the ceilings as well, but she's very neat and tidy, so I don't have to, it's not as hard as work as like spring cleaning my house, where you have children that are, you know, dirty hands touching the walls, and a lot, well, there's a lot more dust here because there's more people. But it won't take me long to get all that done. And then if I have time, I'm going to get her dining room done as well. So that way all I will have to do will be her finished basement, and then the laundry room and downstairs bathroom, kitchen, and living room. The kitchen and the living room are the two that take the longest. So if I get all of that done today, then if it's raining next week whenever I go over, then I can get the kitchen and the laundry room and the downstairs bathroom done, and then all I will have left to do would be the living room. So hopefully I can get all that done. And I'm just now realizing that I forgot to take my medication this morning. So okay, Google, make a note to take my medication in an hour. Okay, it made the note I wanted it to. I feel like you guys can't really see my stitching here. Let me see if I can get you guys closer. Make sure you guys aren't crooked after I do that. But there we go. That's a better view. Double checking where I'm at. this, I've got this section here of this color, and then I'm done with this color on this one. So that's, I'm scrunching my shoulders. I've been paying attention to the way I'm sitting while I'm stitching, and I keep scrunching myself, and then I smacked that camera all over the place and knocked it out. Of place. But I'm really trying not to hunch my shoulders and making sure that I, you know, don't do that. But it's not exactly been easy to remind myself to relax my shoulders, because I keep holding tension there, which is causing my neck pain, and I need it to go away. My husband is still sleeping yet. Hopefully he should be up in, well, I don't know what time he went to bed last night. I know at 3 o'clock in the morning he was just getting in the shower. So we probably ate dinner after that and then sat down for a bit. So he probably didn't get to bed till 4 a.m. or so. But he usually gets up anywhere from 11:30 to noon. Sometimes a little later than that, depending on, you know, if he was able to fall asleep really easy. And I have, which one do I have here? Can we see Cam if I do that? Yeah, there's Cam. Cam's down there. She's snoozing. She's sleeping. Yesterday, we had another stinking freak storm, but we got lucky at the last minute. It went, how do I explain this? So there's a town 15 minutes from me. Is it? Yeah, it's about 15, 20 minutes from me. And the storm, like, went a little farther. Is it south of us? No, it's not south of us. It was a little farther east of us. So we got lucky and it missed us. I mean, we still got a lot of rain from it. It's not currently raining right now, but it's gonna rain again here in like, I think it's got like an hour before it's gonna start raining again. But everything outside is just soaked. We just keep getting hit by microburst after microburst after microburst, and it's not any fun. I told my husband, I said, all right, it's time to put sand in the basketball hoop so it quits falling all over the place. And now I hear my husband up. He shouldn't even, I wonder if he just went to sleep real fast. Of course. But I should be able to get Baker's Wife finished this month. I mean, there's still a good amount of stitching on her left, but I should be able to get her finished. And I think I'm gonna try, what was the other one? Rose of Sharon, Stone Roses, and the Duchess of Rowan is over there. Those are all ones, those four, this one and those four are all close to a finish. So we're going to see if I can get those four completed. And then if I do, for every two I finish, I think I will let myself start one. But not necessarily, I might not necessarily start at this month. Let me see here. Now that I got this done, let me see if I can move this down and then straighten it. Ooh. I think you can see me. Can you see me? Yeah, you can see me. That's not really in the way. Alright. That way. I can't really see that one really well. But yeah, that's a little better. So yeah, so those are the ones we're going to try and finish this month. And I need to put, where's my pen? It's still here. I need to click that button. No, that button. Of course you would move that. I didn't ask you to. Right there is where I am. Quit making noises over here. Alright, I'm going to change the color because I'm not going to mark all these off. I just need a reference point of how many stitches I went down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So I know where I'm at, because I don't really have to count with this one because there's not really much in this big swatch of color. I just need to, it's really this first stitch here that I have to count, and then the rest of it is all fill in. But I don't want to screw up. And then I knocked something out of sorts here, but I'm not sure what it was that I knocked out. So I have this camera up here casting onto my television, and this camera here, I'm using the forward facing camera. So all I gotta do is tilt this and I can see myself. See? Isn't that kind of weird? You can see myself recording myself recording on this one. But while I'm stitching here, if I'm stitching and this is up, I can't see it. Hopefully this is close enough for you guys, because it's not real close, but I didn't want to zoom it in any farther. And I feel like the other night when my daughter Lydia was using my phone, I think she changed some settings on my phone, which is going to irritate the ever-loving crap out of me, because then I have to go in and I have to check different things to see what settings she changed. Because I noticed while I was recording my Mirabilia parade that some settings were changed, and that annoys me. So yeah, I'm excited to get this one completed. And I've looked all over the darn place to see if I could find an oval frame to fit this. And in order to get like a custom oval frame, it's going to be like really expensive. And I don't want to do that. So I might just go ahead and just use a square frame and just put them in square frames, because I think whenever I looked, the custom frame was going to be something like $60, and to get like 2 custom frames right around the same time, I'm not spending $120, and that's without glass. And then I have to probably spend an additional, the glass factory is right down, I mean, it's not right down the road, but it's like down the road. Like, it's a probably not even 6-minute drive to there. And they are always, I know it would be expensive to get the glass cut in an oval shape, because on my regular finishes, I often thrift the frames for my finished pieces, and a lot of times they don't have glass with them. So I'm hunching my shoulders again. Relax your shoulders, Brittany. Quit doing that. Whenever I go and get like the like a regular rectangular whatever, it's usually like a good $30-$40 for them to cut it to the size I need. And I know when Grandma Joanne got, oh, that was probably loud when I already snapped that. When Grandma Joanne got, glass cut for her, coffee table and end tables that she got, it was like, if I remember right, I think she said the coffee table, which is not a large coffee table at all, was like $300. And then her end tables are just like a normal end table size. I think she said those were like $100 and some a piece. So I can only imagine, like, I know oval would be more expensive. I know it would. So I don't want to spend a ridiculous amount on a piece. And I think a square frame would be fine for me. I don't think I'll care that much. I mean, there are oval frames that I can find that are like $40 a piece. But it would cut off a lot of the picture, and I don't want to do that. I snapped another thing there. That's probably was loud. I don't know. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I have no makeup on. So, don't mind my half eyebrows. I inherited those from my father. And then, you probably can't. I have really light eyelashes. Like I have really long eyelashes, but they're just very light. And so, unless I have mascara on, you don't really notice them. This. Sit up straight, Brittany. Quit slouching. Quit scrunching up your shoulders. I just have to keep yelling at myself about that. And don't mind my nubby thumb. The nail went. I forget what I was doing whenever it broke. And I was like, well, that's it. Done with that one. The next one stays here. So I don't need to go in or out any. I don't know how long I'm going to record this. But I think it'll be interesting to see if I can, I'll probably stick like me down here and maybe the picture of what I am stitching over here in the corner for you guys, so you guys can look at it. And hopefully you guys are stitching with me. My neck was actually feeling, I went to the chiropractor. What's today? Today's Friday. So I went to my chiropractor Wednesday, and I haven't been having her mess at all with my neck. But my migraines have been, I mean, they haven't been too bad, but our weather has been going from, it was literally 81 degrees yesterday, and then it's like in the 60s today, and it's raining. And we've had some days where it'll drop down into like the 40s still here. Oh, that was a boo-boo. It did not go down in the hole I needed it to. But yeah, so my neck was actually not feeling too bad yesterday. I've been doing the stretches they've had me do. Like, this is one of the stretches. I just have to hold my head and hang it like this for 30 seconds. And like it's slightly painful, like right here. Like right back here. But not bad. And then I have to switch it and go over to this side, and actually turning, like holding my neck this way, like it already hurts. I can't go down any farther than that. And it hurts at like the very base of my skull, and then it shoots like down, out, and around and towards my shoulder when I go this way. And then the other one is turning my head. I've got pain as soon as I hit here. And then I've got pain right whenever I hit here. So it's just like as soon as I feel pain, that's where they want me to stop and not go any farther. And then the other one is holding my neck down like this. And there's like barely any pain with this. And my physical therapist, when he was trying to describe like where I needed to go, and I was like, oh, I was like whenever I sneeze, like you sneeze into your armpit. And he's like, yeah, exactly. He's like, that's a good way to put it. So he's like, I'm going to use that from now on. And I was like, well, like that's what I think of is like whenever I sneeze like this into my armpit, so that way I'm not sneezing on my hands and then touching stuff and making other people sick. And then the other one, this is funny. You bend down and stick your head back. And he was like, like, ew, you don't want to kiss somebody? And I was like, you mean like practice giving myself a double chin? And he's like, yeah, that's another good way to put it. And then there's a couple other stretches they're having me do to try and get this to like just loosen. But I don't know if we're going to get anywhere for it to loosen. See, I was scrunching up again. I shake myself out. Don't scrunch up. But we will see if I get anywhere. I mean, hopefully. I just feel like there's got to be like, there is one heck of a knot here at the end. And my chiropractor even said, like, I really need to be adjusted there. So I had my chiropractor use her activator instead of like trying to twist my neck. Because she hasn't touched it since January. And I was just like, I can feel that my neck's out. And she used her activator on it. And it actually did feel better yesterday, Wednesday, and yesterday. But then I did all those exercises and stuff. And I was like, I think I irritated it. I irritated it yesterday. And like some of the exercises they have you do, you would not know at all. Like you wouldn't think that they would tire you out or anything. But they do. And I'm like, this is like, I'll do like for the first set, like I can do my first set of 10 just fine. And then, but once I reach that 10, it's like, oh, like I just need to rest for a second. You don't realize that those muscles are that like weak. And then I'll rest for like maybe 5 seconds. And then I'll go to start doing my next set of 10. And I get probably about to 5 before I'm like, all right, I got to relax for a second. And then I'll get to like, oh, I'll do 3. And then I got to relax for a second. And then I'll quickly push out the last 2. And then I'll rest for a few minutes. Well, not like for a few minutes. Like I'll rest for like maybe 15 seconds. And then I'll start getting into doing the last 10. And I'll push myself. Like I am struggling to get out 5. And then I'll rest for like 15 seconds. And then I'll get out like 2. And then I gotta rest for 2 seconds. And I might get out another 2. And then I gotta rest for another 15 seconds. And then I'll get out the last one. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta relax. And then the other exercise they have me do, it's while I'm laying down, is I have to tuck my chin in. Okay. And then I gotta move just with my neck. No shoulders or anything. So it's like I'm putting pressure against my shoulders not to move them. And let me tell you what, those are hard. And then the other one, like I'm laying on my belly and I'm letting my head go the farthest it can go forward. And then I've got to pick my head up as far as I can and then drop it back down. And this is all controlled, so you can't just, drop your head back. You got to slowly go down and then bring your head back up. And that one I have no problem doing the 3 sets of 10 without resting in between. I have no problem doing that one. And then whenever I have to flip over on my back and do that, it gets wore out. So I've learned to like go on my back first and do the one where I have to tuck my chin in and then lift my head from being laid on my back. I'll do that set of 30 and then I'll roll over and I'll do the 30 while like I'm on my belly. And then I'll roll back over and do the other set of 30 of not being tucked and just lifting my head. Because I tried the one night, I made the mistake the one night of doing the 30 on my belly first. And then doing the other. I'm trying to make sure I don't stick my finger in front of you guys. Alright, I gotta mark these off again. One there, one there, one there, one there. Because I'll count all these and mark them off whenever I'm not on screen with you guys. Just double checking to make sure that's still okay. I feel like we might be able to get a little closer, maybe. What is it doing? Nope. Like, why can't I zoom in? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm not sure why it's not letting me zoom in. And I just undid that stitch. But I need a drink here. So I'm going to get a drink here. Where's Dexter at? He must be upstairs. Oh, that was funny yesterday. Dexter had to go to the groomers. And Ray just dropped him off before he went to work. My husband, Ray. I just say Ray like you guys know who that is. He just dropped him off at right before he went to work. And then I just made Dexter the last appointment of the day because our groomer, to go to her house, she has to pass our house anyway. So she's just like, so I don't have to wait for you to come pick up your dog. I'll just drop the dog off as I'm passing your house. Fine by me. I don't care. Less things I have to think about. So we just make the dogs the last appointment of the day. So that way, she doesn't have to wait. And she's like, it just makes it for a faster day. And these guys don't really give her any trouble. Like, they don't necessarily like being groomed, but they're not, they're not going to bite or fight you the entire time they're getting groomed. They might, they don't just sit there and let you do what you need to do, but excuse me, they'll move around. But, yeah, so, my daughter Abigail got home from school yesterday, and she was like, where's my dog? She was wondering where Dexter is. I think I told you guys that was the dog we were fostering, and then we ended up just keeping him, because Abby grew very attached to him, and I couldn't, like, he also grew really attached to her, so I just couldn't break either of their hearts. And I'm just a huge softie. I was scrunching up my shoulders again. I gotta stop doing that. So, yeah, Abby got home, and she sort of, I could see panic cross her face. And I think she thought, like, oh my God, where's my dog? Like, where is it? I was just double checking to make sure that was still recording, because I would be pretty upset if it wasn't. But what I'll do is this camera here, this one that's looking at me, I'm going to cut the audio for that. But see, this is why my husband thinks I have ADHD, because my brain just goes, bloop, I go over here, and then I'll come back to what I was saying. But, so yeah, Abby got home from school, and she was, like, freaking out. Well, she wasn't really freaking out, but she was like, where is my dog? And I was like, I just looked at her and I said, calm down. He's at the groomers getting groomed because his hair got so long that, like, he couldn't see. And my groomer is my best friend, Coral. So, like, she knows where we live. She's got to go past my house to go to her house. And I was just like, her son is off to basic training. So we were at her house this past weekend doing a going away party. And I was telling her, like, oh, like, I have it in my phone. My phone will tell me. I share my calendar with my husband and my kids and things like that, and they can, if they input something in the calendar, it automatically uploads to me and my husband's phone. It automatically uploads and updates and syncs with everybody's phones, so I don't have to worry about it. So, like, if they have a concert or whatever going on, they can put it in, and, like, any papers they bring home for me for, like, field trips and things like that, I put that in so I can remember, and everybody knows what's going on. And but she was like, I think he's coming in soon, because I was talking to her. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to cut his eyes out because his hair on the top of his, because I get the teddy bear face cut on him, like, it was here above his head was just, like, really bad. And this is the time of year where, like, everybody's getting their dogs in and prepped and ready for summer. So it was hard to get him in. And the last time he got groomed, this is what we did. And then I forget to call her and schedule the appointment until, I'm like, a month before he needs, like, he probably actually needs, like, groomed in, like, 2 weeks whenever I get a hold of her. But at that point in time, like, she doesn't have an appointment until, a month out. But I need to, okay, Google, make me a note to call the groomer and get an appointment scheduled for Dexter to be groomed again in 6 weeks. So hopefully I will have that remind me then, so I can remember. Sooner rather than later. And I haven't ate anything yet today, and I'm starting to get hungry. So I'm probably going to eat a bowl of cereal soon, because I don't feel like cooking. Nope, don't feel like doing that. Well, oh, Dexter's laying down there on the floor. For some reason, I thought he went upstairs to Abby's room and was laying on her bed, because he doesn't really like anybody in the house but Abigail. Oh, he gets annoyed with me because when his hair gets longer, I gotta trap him and brush him, and he doesn't like it. He gets mad at me. I need to move this up so I can see where I'm stitching here. I like how I can do the split screen on my phone and use 2 applications at one time. So I can record this, still look at my pattern, and get everything done. But I'm excited to see how this goes. Because I know I can remove the audio. I can remove the audio from either video, but I feel like my phone will pick up better audio than my tablet will. I think, anyways. Whichever one has the better audio will be the one I use. Well, you know what? It'll be easier to sync. I don't know what my settings are on this one. I don't know what my settings are on this one. For, and when I do that, you can really see the red tint. My natural red tint in my hair. It looks funny. I guess, I mean, it shouldn't really matter. I will look and see. Whenever I go and edit this, I will look and see what the audio is like. What am I doing? I did not mean to finish that stitch. No, no, no. But yes, I will see. I think it'll be easier just to leave the audio on this one, because then I don't have to sync the I won't have to sync the audio with this one with my lips moving. That will actually be easier to edit. All right, I moved this down too much. Okay, right there I am. So I don't have to wander around. But yes, I think that is the best idea. Just use the audio from this camera versus this camera up here. So that way I can just do it all myself. And if I use the audio from this camera here, the one that you guys can see me with, because it probably won't be as loud whenever I smack these, because my scissors and threader are all very close to. I feel like there was a knot in that. I feel like it struggled there. There's no knot back there. That stuff there should be farther away. So we will see. You know, I kind of want cinnamon and sugar toast. Maybe I'll make myself that. Because I don't feel like making like eggs or pancakes or French toast. But at the same time, I need to look at my eggs in my fridge and see how many are in there. I also have banana nut muffins. Ooh, I might make banana nut muffins. Yeah, I'm probably going to make me banana nut muffins because that sounds amazing right now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make me banana nut muffins. Out by 2. like people talk about, let me see if I can figure this out real quick. Where are my settings? Pause it for a second. Never mind. I wonder why it won't let me zoom in farther. I think there's got to be a setting somewhere that's screwed up and I can't do any of it. I was just making sure that was still recording. But people were talking about how, like if they go, I mean, I can do this. And then make this go this way. So that way you guys can see these particular stitches right here. I want to show you. People were talking about how when they are doing like I'm doing, like where I'll color complete this color and then pick a different another color and color complete that color and color complete that color. They were talking about how they have stitches that stand up off of like higher than the others. And I don't have that. Like even if I tilt this, like do you see, like I don't have stitches that stand up higher than any of the other ones. They all are the same. So I don't know if it's my tension or what, but I don't really, let me see, I gotta move this one this way. I gotta like loosen that, pull it this way. I'm not trying to make you guys sick, I promise. And then turn this that way. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can see the phone somewhat while I can crop that out so it's not in you guys' view. Everything looks fine. It's just gonna have to deal with it. Now the next time I go and do this, I'm just gonna have to remember the positions I had everything in. I hope when I'm actually stitching, like it's not, no, you guys can't see it. I'm just futzing around with a bunch of stuff. But yeah, my stitches don't stick up from one another. I don't know why that is. If it's just the amount of tension I stick on a stitch or what. Like a lot of people won't like come up in a hole with that many stitches, but I'm not splitting any threads. Like I don't know. I usually use like a size 28 needle to stitch with, so I don't know if it's just because like it doesn't matter what count I'm on, like I'm using a size 28. So I don't know if it's just that I'm using such a tiny needle that it fits through all these stitches and I'm not catching the other stitches or what. But like you shouldn't, most people would say don't come up in this area where there's, you know, you're adding the fourth thread to this hole. But I don't ever catch my other stitches. So I don't know. But I'm going to finish this row out with you guys. I was shooting for about an hour, but I'm not going to make it to an hour. I'm scrunching my shoulders again. this is going to be it because I'm starving and I want something to eat. So thanks for hanging out with me. And I guess this is a stitch with me. Usually, if you're like me, I usually listen to the stitch with me. I'm actually stitching with you. So I'm not really paying attention. So thanks for listening to me. But if you watched it, thanks for watching. Anyways, I'll see you guys. I don't know. I don't know how many times I'll record Stitch with Maids this month. Depends on how much time I have. And I'll see you guys in my next video.